Well, now you know where I am, Yamin Moshe. It's a difficult name to remember, but if you will ask everyone where is the windmill, and everyone knows it. In that case, what we're going to do today, we're going to walk to the old city, through Yamin Moshe and Mishkanot Sha'ananim. Yeah, don't worry, I will write those names at the description. Then it's, let's say, it will take us half an hour. On the way you will see a lot of things. We will talk about the history. And here you can see the windmill, very famous in Jerusalem. It all started at the old city. It was too crowded to be at the old city. Very expensive. Hygiene wasn't so good. And if you want to, wait a minute, cross that place. And if you wanted to live there, yeah, to rent places, it will cost you a lot of money. At around, let's say, 1870, the Ottoman Empire that ruled Jerusalem and Israel at that time started to collapse. A lot of the European countries started to bite a piece from that empire. And the institutes needed big places, huge spaces, but they couldn't do that in the old city. Then in that case, they started to go out of the walls. And I thought that I'm going to be the only one here. Look how beautiful it is. It's mostly non-touristic places. What you see here are Orthodox Jews. They have a vacation of 3 weeks. It started like a few days ago. We are in the middle of July 2021. And look at the walls of the city. To the right, there's not a lot of light there. It's Mount Zion. Then everyone started to go out of their walls. Part of them were the Jews. Moshe Montefiore, which was a Jewish British sailor, decided to donate a little bit of money, actually got it, and to build an hospital here. But he realized that there are hospitals inside the city, and what the Jews needed is a place to stay outside with nice hair, clean air, with a toilet in the house, running water. Then he decided to build here, and let me try to show it to you, a small neighborhood. We call it Mishkanot Sha'ananim, which is a biblical name. And he decided to give it to the poor. Every poor family could use it for 3 years, and then another poor family will be able to use it. The only problem is that no one wanted to go out of the city, out of the wall, because it was quite dangerous. Then this is one of the buildings that he built. There's another one just below it, and you can look at the roof. It looks like a wall to give you a little bit of a kind of good feeling that nothing will happen to you. That wasn't so easy. What some people did, they lived here, but at nighttime they went into the city and hide themselves in the walls. He built them the windmill because he knew that it might be a good competition to the Arabs who used to do that. At the beginning it was, but then the modern system of the smell is amazing. So many kind of herb. then the competition was too strong for them, then they didn't use it a lot, and there's not a lot of wind in Jerusalem. Today, Mishkanot Sha'ananim is mainly for important artists, authors that actually lost their muse, and by giving them a 5-star hotel, they are fronting to the city, they were sure that everything will be okay. Which in a way it is true. Give me 5-star hotel for 3 months for nothing, I'm there. The only problem with that neighborhood and the new neighborhood, Yamin Moshe, that was built later on, is that it was too close to the walls. You saw the walls of the city. And at 1948, the Jordanians conquered the city of Jerusalem. According to United Nations, it was supposed to be owned by United Nations. And they started to shoot people who lived here. Then it became to be kind of a war zone. We are not supposed to do that, to walk through that neighborhood, but it's so beautiful. I hope that you will let me do that. Then a lot of people left that place, and slowly, after 1967, when we came back to Jerusalem, that became to be one of the most beautiful and richest neighborhood in Jerusalem. Left of difficult to see, huh? I mean, it's such a beautiful place. Not a lot of light, but look how beautiful it is. And so quiet. And the views to the walls of the city. I mean, it's a win-win situation. Then let's continue through here. Someone asked me, why are you talking while you're walking? It's sure you do something with your breath. It's true, I'm asthmatic. I cannot, I must talk while I'm doing it, because that is me. I want you to feel everything that I'm doing, to feel everything that I'm actually feel. Good things, the bad things, mainly because it's 100% me. I'm not trying to act. I'm not, totally not an actor. I mean, if you'll see me, you will see exactly that I'm not an actor, but that's me. It's not only to see it, it's to talk about it while you are there. Because if I will do that later on, it will be boring. And maybe you will get more information, but the spirit will gone. Then I know I do have some mistakes in English. I'm not perfect. But I think you can understand me. In that neighborhood, they built Sephardic synagogue, Jews from mainly Arabic countries, and Ashkenazic synagogue, Jews who came mainly from Europe, from the States. That is true to almost every neighborhood. People used to live like in 2 different neighborhoods. One for that, Ashkenaz, one for Sephardic. It's not a big place, but you can actually get lost here, and guess what? Nothing bad will happen to you. You can see here, Mishkanot Sha'ananim. Remember, saw it from above. It was like a room with a little bit of land for agriculture, toilet, and a room for family. A big room for family. Today, as you remember, kind of a 5-star hotel, a good restaurant, a chef one, and center of music, mainly classical music. Beautiful. It's July in Tel Aviv now. It's hot and humid, and here it's cool and nice. I'm sweating, but a little bit of sweat. Jerusalem Press Club is in front of you with another restaurant. I love Jerusalem. I myself live in Tel Aviv, but my heart belongs to Jerusalem. Let's continue down the valley. That part used to be, I mean, here King Herod built himself an aqueduct who brought the water from from Hebron to the Jewish temple. We're gonna walk through it. You won't see a lot from that, but you will see the place itself. We are reaching now the Kidron Valley, actually Hell Valley. Sorry, not the Kidron. Gay Ben Hinnom and the Sultan Pool. That was a bridge. That was a bridge at time for. Yes, that was a bridge at the time of King Herod. But later on, Sultan the Magnificent, at the 16th century when they conquered Jerusalem, he built here a dam. He actually stopped the water that were running there to Hell Valley, and he created kind of a pool because water was such an important issue here. Birchat Sultan, the Sultan pool by his name, used to be a winter pool. Today there's no water here, but they turned it into a huge theater for summer performers under the sky. You can hear Arabic music. And another thing that he built here is that the idea is to clean yourself or even use it for drinking water. Saville, Rahat, kind of a tub water. I'm trying to do something that I'm not supposed to do, to cross to the other side to show you Hell Valley and who's actually buried in Hell Valley. You know, let's do that correctly. Judas. That used to be at the time of the Second Temple and even the Crusade time, it used to be a cemetery area. And according to what we know, let's cross the road. The old city is there. That Mount Zion, sadly, there's no light there. Then you won't be able to see it. But let's cross it quickly. Although it's a little bit red. Oh, what a nice breeze. Then you cannot see a lot from here, but it will take you down to Hakeldama, the field of blood that King Herod, that Judas bought for himself. The tomb of his is there as well. But if you will continue all the way down, you will reach City of David as well. Look how beautiful it is. Beautiful, isn't it? Again, this is totally not touristic. Then you can, follow that video day and night. I'm doing it at nighttime because I do some videos like that at daytime, and I wanted to do something different. When you will reach that junction, you can turn right and walk slowly up to Mount Zion to visit the tomb of King David, the room of the Last Supper, the place, the house of Mary, and the tomb of Oscar Schindler. Or we can actually climb up, but that is a little bit tough. If you want to reach Jaffa Gate, then in that junction, turn left, just like that taxis. Let's cross the road. To climb up, you have two options. The first option is through Ma'alot Beni. What you have to do is to climb from here. It's not so steep. It is steep, but not so steep as the other option. And but the view of Yamin Moshe and Mishkanot Sha'ananim is absolutely amazing. Then we are at the corner of Hebron Road and Jerusalem Brigade, sorry. The other option, but only at daytime, is to climb up through Mount Zion Trench. That, at the time of the Jordanians that controlled the city, actually occupied Jerusalem and future Palestine, Mount Zion at that time was in our hands, Jewish hands. To climb up through Ma'alot Beni was difficult because at that time there were no trees and they could shoot us, and we used to do that. Then we tricked them. We built here kind of a tunnel and we went so slowly up. It's closed at nighttime, or at least now it's closed. Another option is through there, but it's less beautiful. Then we have no other choice but to climb through Ma'alot Beni. Although I can actually walk through here, I will climb up slowly. It's next to the main road, noisy, polluted, and not so beautiful, but easier. But I'm not taking the easier tours. Let's climb up. And if you will feel my asthma, don't worry, I will survive. If you will see, if you watch that video, I'm okay. So sad that you cannot see the Sultan pool full with people and you can hear the music. Usually it's Israeli singers, but I saw Sting there. Oh, and it was wonderful. I remember then we entered to Sting. I took a very good friend of mine, I won't mention her name, and she was so sad because she knew a boyfriend left her. She was already 30 years old. What's gonna be with me, Zahi? No one will marry me. I want to be married. And the minute we enter to there, someone came to us, a stranger, and he looked at her and say, "I'm gonna be your husband." At that moment, she hated everyone except of me. Then she even didn't answer him. She took my hand and we went to sit in our seats. Later on, I took her to, look how beautiful it is, to one of the coffee places that I love, to Mall Shilshom, in Jerusalem, of course. And when we enter, he actually sat there. He didn't came to her. He came to me and said, "Zahi, I'm going to marry you." No, I'm kidding. He gave me his telephone number. And he said, "When she will be ready, ask her to call me." She is married to him, and they've got 2 amazing children. One of them is celebrating, I think, 12 years. Then you can understand how amazing it is. Now, because it's a little bit boring, and you don't need to see every break here in the street, we will say goodbye for 1 minute. You won't feel it, but I don't want you to get bored. Then add to that video another 5 minutes of climbing up. See you later on. It took me another 3 minutes to reach the top, and from here you can see a beautiful view of the city. That Hell Valley is there, and that is the theater, Summit Theater, and the Sultan pools. We actually came from Mishkanot Sha'ananim. You can see one of the hotel's rooms. Yes, it is. And I'm doing it that tour because that area is full of excellent hotels in Jerusalem. Then if you will be next to the windmill, do that tour. And if not, take a bus and do that tour. Amazing, isn't it? From here, there are a few options. If you will climb through those stairs, you will reach Zion Gate. Then if you will enter through Zion Gate, you will reach the Armenian Quarter and then the Jewish Quarter. Another option for the Western Wall, Wailing Wall. Another option is to visit Mount Zion. If you will climb from there, you will reach the Dormition Church, Dormitio, that is the house of Mary. That's where she fell asleep. And the room of the Last Supper and the tomb of King David. Then there are a few options, but I promise to take you to Jaffa Gate. Then we will go to Jaffa Gate. The walls that you see here is from the 16th century. It's not so old. I mean, that part is old. But not every part of the walls of Jerusalem today, the walls that surrounded the city, is old. It was built by Sultan the Magnificent, the Ottoman's Turkish Sultan, the first one who came to here at the 16th century. Such an amazing breeze. Behind that part is the palace of King Herod, and later on you will see the fortress that he built. According to some of the scholars, and listen carefully because I might say something that not all the Christians will accept, that was the entrance to King Herod Palace. You can see the entrance to here. From time to time it's muddy. Then I'm trying to behave. And you can see the ancient stairs right here, and you can even see the stairs at the wall. Then some of the scholars believe that that was the entrance to King Herod's palace. Why it's so important for the Christians? Because it might be the place that Pontius Pilate judged Jesus. Today we're actually looking at the Antonia, which is the first and the second station of the Via Dolorosa inside the city, as the place. But Pontius Pilate lived in King Herod's palace. I mean, think about it. If you are here in the city, visiting the city, then there's no other reason to live in a small place. And it's called the Hidden Gate. That in a way, we came from here, and those stairs that you saw, part of the wall, might be the entrance to his palace. Now, Pontius Pilate didn't let prisoners to enter to his palace. What we actually believe, or some believe, that he might went out to here, and maybe he judged Jesus here, and from here he went to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre or to the Garden Tomb. Don't be mad at me. I love this theory. We don't know if it's true or not, but I love this theory. True or not? Now, I think I will have to invent a time machine, or at least to find something that says, I'm Pontius Pilate, and that is my judgment place. Amazing, isn't it? If you reach that point, say something. Send me a message. Tell me whatever you feel. Now, don't be mad at me. I'm a tour guide. I'm just telling you the theories that we have according to the scholars and the archaeological finds. Maybe not. Still a nice theory, isn't it? I love that place. Another beautiful view is to the West City from here, and you can see a beautiful building. This is King David Hotel. It's one of the most expensive hotels in Jerusalem, and all the who's and who's, all the celebs were here, presidents, Madonnas, and everyone that you can actually imagine. This is the west part of the walls, not the west part of the city. And you can see different types of stones, because the walls, the city been destroyed so many times. Then you can see walls from the time of King Herod, but most of them from the Muslim time. Beautiful. I love the tour. Olive trees. I don't know if you can see the olive fruit. Here it is. This one. In October, you'll be able to eat it. Can you understand now the idea of the spirit? I need to talk about what we feel, what we smell, what we see. Then I'm not the most important, well, how should I say it? Tour guide or an actor. But you can understand what I'm saying. Different types of stones. That was a guarding tower. The wall was built on top of ancient walls, and if you will actually look at that, I don't know if you will be able to see it, but we are talking about the walls that were here. Let me see if they do it in English. I'm sure. Yeah. Then we are going to the Canaanite period, before David time. Persians who've been here, the Israelites before them, and then the Hellenistic, the Greek, the Romans, and that is the time of Second Temple time, King Herod and Jesus. Later on, the Byzantine were the same Romans, but they converted themselves into Christianity. Early Islamic period, and climb up to the Crusader time, Ayyubic time, Mamluks, which are Muslims, Ottomans, British. They forgot to mention the Jordanians who've been here, and then the State of Israel. The Jordanians were here from 1948 until 1967. Is it a mistake or it's a political statement? I can hear a lot of children. I can show you why. There are a lot of children here. Because lately, like 10 years ago, they opened another park here. Music with water, fontaine. And the children are enjoying it. Let me take you there. But if you want to climb up to Jaffa Gate, straight from there. Dangerous road. Until we will cross the road, you can see David's Citadel, which is actually built by King Herod. But the Byzantines, the Christians, and the Romans who became Christians believed that King David lived here. And this is Jaffa Gate. All right. Let's try this one. Sadly, I don't hear the children shouting. It means that the water are not running. It's called Teddy Park, by the name of one of the best mayors of Jerusalem. Yeah, of course, the water are not running now. You can hear the noise. Then there's no reason to. The smell of the herbs. There's no reason to go all the way down, but from the balcony you will be able to understand what's there, but sadly no water. You see that all the people are surrounding that place to watch it. Then I don't want to wait another 20 minutes for that. But children of Jerusalem, they are not living next to the sea. Then for them, this is a beautiful option. We're climbing up through the city of Jerusalem, the old city, through Jaffa Gate. Then again, David Citadel, built originally by King Herod, but everyone who conquered the city used it as a fortress, mainly because it's the highest place of the city. An ambulance with Star of David. Jaffa Gate is above us. If you are reaching that place with cars, here there are two great parking lots. It can reach to around 60 shekels for one day. We reach Jaffa Gate. This is the entrance to David, the Tower of David Museum. You can see a huge group standing in a line, and twice a day, twice a night, you can see actually sound and vision. Spectacular thing that it will be screened all over the Tower of David. It's worth it, and once in your lifetime, not more than that, but it's still important to see. And if you're here, you can buy tickets online, mainly because if not, you will be able to reach here but won't see it. I have so many videos about Jaffa Gate, and still I will say a few things about it. Jaffa Gate, look at the walls. Again, another part of the Western Wall. Oh, look at the line. Jaffa Gate. It's called by that name because it's lit to Jaffa, Tel Aviv of today. That is the way to Jaffa and to Tel Aviv. Another name for it, Arabic name, Bab el-Halil, the door of Hebron, the way of Hebron. Hebron, which is south of Bethlehem, is that way. There's a road here, mainly because at the 19th century, the German Caesar, Kaiser, that came to say, I'm not entering to the city by walking. The only way for me to enter is with my wife in a lovely carriage. Then in that case, they opened a space, a road, and from that moment there are too many cars in the old city, then please be careful. The Ottomans built here a clock tower on top of that gate, but the British didn't like it, then it's not there. You can see the part of the triangle here that used to be a roof of houses, and all over the walls there were houses. The British didn't like it because they said that is a whole city, we must maintain it as a whole city. Like they poured the salesman away. And let's go through the gate, because remember that wasn't an open space, it was part of the wall. And you will see that it's like the letter L. Oops. You cannot go straight in. And that's to maintain the city from enemies. If you are an enemy, you will enter the city straight, and then you will turn left, which is difficult for you. I love that city, day and night. Then welcome to the old city of Jerusalem. That part is part of Tower of David, which we know that was built by King Herod, but everyone who ruled the city used it as well. Just to end the tour, בסדר גמור. Oh, yeah. When you are reaching the city, don't forget the Jerusalem bagel. Yes. And see, everyone gets it. I just came from a lovely restaurant that I cannot even eat a bite. let's end the tour here. But before that, if you like that video, then subscribe my channel. And I want to say thank you to everyone who asked to help me. I'm not working from March, the beginning of March 2020, because there are no tourists in Israel, and now it's July, and I know that maybe in September we'll have tourists, but I'm still doubt. I'm not sure that it will happen. Then some people ask me to donate. I feel bad with it, but with the help of those people, I'm actually can drive around the city, around the country, with trains and buses, and do whatever I like to do to guide you. Then if you want to do that, the link for Buy Me a Coffee is at the description, but in the description you can actually find more details about how to reach me, and maybe a little bit about the tour or about Jerusalem. But let's end the tour with two signs to show you the political issue in that city. The ancient sign is there. Jaffa Gate in English, Bab al-Halil, and Jaffa Gate in Hebrew, Shar Yafo. Who did it? The British. How do I know it? Because they ruled the city and the first language is English. Let's move to the lower sign. You can see that the lower sign is made of two different kind of signs. The lower one, I don't see my finger, the lower one, and the upper one. The lower one is more ancient, and the first language is Arabic, and then Omar ibn al-Khattab square in English. That was built by the Jordanians who occupied the city. When we came to the city in 1967, we add the name of Omar ibn al-Khattab square in Hebrew, but where? Above, because now we are controlling the city. And just one more thing before we are actually saying goodbye. I'm not sure that you will be able to see it, but there are two tombs next to the gate, and no one knows who is buried there. The only thing that we know is, you can see a little bit of it, that it was built, or the people who've been buried here were Ottomans men. You can see the head of the bush. And because we don't know who did it, who was buried there, we believe that Sultan the Magnificent, who built that beautiful wall that you just saw, said, I don't want anyone else to do that. I don't want a competition. I don't want them to be hired by someone else. Then let me kill them. We killed them, but we actually left them in a good place that everyone will remember them. Then thank you for watching that video. I have 19,000 videos about Jerusalem, day and night. Please watch it. Please talk to me. Please say something. It makes me happy. Bye bye.